Hello, my name is Anna Buck. This video is for my class, Ethical Issues in Healthcare. Today I'm going to be talking about the Tuskegee Study, which is the topic that I chose for my ethics paper. The Tuskegee Study happened right around 1932 in Macon County, Alabama. Around 600 African Americans were part of a scientific experiment on syphilis. The purpose of the Tuskegee study was to determine whether penicillin could prevent and not just cure the syphilis infection. 399 out of the 600 men had syphilis. All these men were African American. They were basically the target of this study. The reason why I selected this particular topic is because of the many ethical principles that were violated throughout the whole experiment. It is just horrific to see that this event actually happened. The ethical issues that I addressed in my paper were autonomy. Autonomy is defined as a personal self-determination. It's also the right of patients to participate and decide questions involving their medical care. The next ethical issue that I addressed was veracity. Veracity is defined as telling the truth. In this case, the medical team never told these patients involved in the experiment the truth behind the syphilis study. They were lied to. They were basically told that they had bad blood, when in reality they were being infected with an infection that could eventually lead to their death. Non-maleficence is the other principle that was violated. This principle is defined as the principle that imposes the duty to avoid or refrain from harming the patient. So basically, do not harm the patient. In this case, the patients were being harmed as they were not being treated for an infection, even when the treatment, which is penicillin, became available. They were still denied. The other ethical issue that I see in the Tuskegee study is confidentiality. Confidentiality is defined as the principle that binds the practitioner to hold in strict confidence those things learned about the patient in the course of the medical practice. The Tuskegee study basically, it says it on there that they even went out to the people in town, and told the rest of their doctors there not to treat these men for syphilis. Then we also have justice. Justice is defined as the basic principle that deals with fairness. In this case, the government was not fair. These people were not informed of the infection that they had. They were never treated. They were disrespected and treated, as if they weren't even people, technically. So those are the ethical issues that I saw throughout the Tuskegee study that I addressed in my ethics paper. The Code of Ethics in Nursing applies to this topic, as the Nurses Code of Ethics contains 9 provisions that were implemented to guide the nurses in ethical decision making throughout their practice. As future nurses, we should practice to provide the best, safest, and most humane care to all of our patients. We're supposed to promote their health. We're supposed to be their advocate. And that is why these code of ethics were implemented for nurses. From this paper, I learned that over the course of 40 years, the government conducted a medical experiment in the Macon County area that allowed hundreds of African Americans with syphilis to go untreated, just so that the scientists could study the effects of the disease. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed. This is for my class, like I said, Ethical Issues in Healthcare, which seems to be, it's an important topic in the medical field. Thank you for listening.